Recording. Hi, Mary Richards.
Hi, Lizzie Lasater.
Hi, Penelope.
Hi, Lizzie Lasater.
Welcome to another episode of today's Anatomy Question. As you know, Mary Richards, we're about to film our experiential anatomy course. And if you're watching this at home, you can find out more information by visiting experientialanatomy.yoga. And then you'll hear about our upcoming launch. So today's topic is restless leg syndrome. She's out of here. And she's back. So I've heard this before. What is restless leg syndrome and why do we get it? Tell us a bit of an overview.
Restless leg syndrome is an interesting condition, and it's the cause isn't really well understood. Basically, it's a type of spontaneous, intense muscle cramping that typically occurs in the calf muscle.
Okay,
and it could be due to insufficient magnesium or some sort of issue with how the handshake between the nervous system and the muscular system is taking place. Your mom has an interesting theory about restless leg.
What does Judith Hansen Lasater say about restless leg syndrome?
Well, I think she's onto something. So she has an idea that restless leg syndrome is a frustrated primal urge to kick.
Okay.
And what's interesting about that is typically restless leg occurs in the calf muscle and the gastrocnemius, and one of the functions of the calf muscles is they are secondary flexors for the knee. So they help bend your knee.
Okay, so this is extension, this is flexion. So this you're saying back here is helping to flex my knee?
Yeah, Lizzie, if you put your fingers right about where you have your hands, right up there, and then flex your knee, you'll feel some muscle engagement.
Yeah. Okay.
So your mom has this idea that restless leg syndrome, which are these spontaneous, intense cramps, and often they may or may not accompany dehydration.
Okay.
Some people, it's chronic. They don't know why it happens, and they've tried everything. They've tried magnesium supplements. Quinine is commonly given for restless leg syndrome, and it's hit or miss.
Okay.
So your mom came up with this technique, and I've used it probably 38 times. I'm going to you know how precise I am. So in at least 3 dozen people, and it's worked.
Okay.
So and I think it works because of the way it addresses how we engage the muscle as a secondary knee flexor. Okay. So all you need is 5 minutes. We won't do 5 minutes here, but 5 minutes of your time, a wall, and a yoga block.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let me do a costume change.
I'm so interested. She's watching you so intently.
All right. So talk me through it, Mary.
Okay. So let's say it's your left leg that tends to cramp up on you in the middle of the night. And these things happen. It's a sudden onset. Okay. Like you may get into bed and just shift your foot around, and suddenly it's like this cosmic fist has gripped in the center of your calf muscle.
Okay.
And it's an emergency. You want to let's say it's your left leg. You want to get down before bed on the floor on your left side and place a block, the flat side of the block, against the wall. And you need a head support for comfort.
Okay. I've got a blanket here.
You may want to have a timer because it does need to be a long hold, and I'll kind of explain the physiology of that in a moment. You position yourself so that you're at a right angle at the hips, at the knees, and at the ankles.
Okay, so 3 right angles here.
Yes.
Okay.
And then head support for comfort. And then you're trying to push that block through the wall.
Okay, so it's almost as if I'm standing up.
Almost as if you're standing up, but you stay in flexion. So it's almost like you're sitting in a squat.
Right, okay.
And you hold it for longer than you would prefer.
So is it a pulsing action or it's a holding?
And of course, the intensity is going to vary some, but you really try for a static hold.
Okay.
Okay, and the hold needs to be a minimum of 2 minutes long and up to 5 minutes. And that's because that's about 2 minutes is about the minimum amount of time that it takes for a deranged, a disconnect in your nervous system and your muscle system to get back on the same page. It takes about 2. So right now, as you hold this and you're driving energy through both of the feet, but primarily through that lower leg, through the left. And you just keep driving the train through that block, and we're trying to reconnect the nervous system and the muscle system.
Right. So what is this block for, actually?
Do you feel how the block has a little give?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that feedback helps, because I've tried it with a cork block, I've tried it just on the wall, but there's something about the foam block that I think mobilizes the muscles of the feet in such a way that it facilitates the muscle engagement in your leg. Okay? Because we have muscles that are just attached to the bones of the feet. Those are called intrinsic muscles. But we also have muscles that attach to the feet, that help you move your ankle and your foot, that attach to your leg. Those are called extrinsic muscles. So I think it's that combination of extrinsic muscle activation in the leg. And you can feel the engagement, I'm sure, all the way up into your glutes.
Yeah.
So it's that entire chain of the lower extremity. Everybody gets to come to the party.
So anything else you want to say before I sit back up? What do you want us to see or notice? Anything else about this position?
So what I'm looking at is I'm really looking at the difference in pressure between your left foot and your right foot. And I just want to assure people when they try this at home that that's normal. And you can certainly flip sides. You can, roll over. But make sure that the affected leg is the one on the bottom, because that's the one you can really push through.
Okay.
And it's not like the first time you do this, you're going to start by holding it for 5 minutes. You may start holding it for 2 minutes, and then you build up your tolerance over time, and do this before you get into bed at night.
Okay.
Now, it won't necessarily help relieve a Charlie horse. Okay, once the muscle has grabbed on you, it's pretty much grabbed on you, but it's not going to be injurious to try it.
Okay, but this is mainly a sort of preventative technique.
Yeah, it's mainly preventative. And I'm always so interested to hear from people that they feel better connected to their feet. And when practiced consistently, I've heard from my cohort of 38 people who have done this over the years that the Charlie horses go away.
That's amazing.
And if they return, they just do this again for a couple of weeks, and then they tend to go away.
That's amazing. Mary Richards, thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Tell us where we can find you on the internet.
At maryrichardsyoga.com and on Facebook at A Little Yoga Goes a Long Way.
Okay, I'm LizzieLasater.com, Facebook, Instagram, everything. And this course, all of this material and excitement is to be found at www.experientialanatomy.yoga. Namaste.
Namaste.